No. Logical FNAF. Does bro remember me? Good question. Let's see if I do remember you. The name looks familiar, so something in me noggin is telling me I know who you are. Let's give me your favorite emotion. I don't know. Followed last year. Okay. That's what I thought. I'm like it looked like name looks familiar, so. Honestly, felt. It's another open day for Feywild's SMP. So, followed you when you play GD. I still do. It's not very often because of a lot of other stuff that's going on behind the scenes. So it's like. Oh, ask.com just went. Huh. Ask.com just went down. Oh yeah, I reached affiliate about a little while last year, like in November. Now he's wasting all of his channel points, man. I'm streaming early today because I work a community theater thing, and I also made a piece for a said community theater thing. So, I just want to hear it. I'll just real quick pull it up. It's called I'm Trapped in a Fairy Tale Prison because it's for a fucking spy movie fairy tale, whatever the fuck. You can't hear it, but the national anthem is playing outside. Yeah, you're not going to be able to hear that. There's no way. Yeah, there's this one. Yeah. Woke. Jesus. Stats viewer. CH4. Oh my god. Damn. That burnout's starting to hit me pretty hard.
Yes, who do you think the hardest character in this game is? Fredbear has the most in-depth mechanics, Phone Guy requires some pretty precise aim and tracking, and you have to be decently fast with Foxy. Well, all of these characters pale in comparison to Chica, who is far and away the hardest character in Lost Location Custom Night. You may have noticed that throughout all of the Bit Crush 5 gameplay I've shown in this video, I never once turn on the cameras to see what's going on in each camera. This is because for everything in the game that's indicated through a visual cue, a corresponding audio cue will also play. Since we don't need to spend time doing whatever else we're doing to hear an audio cue. Rather than checking a camera, reacting to audio cues is always preferable to trying to find someone or something on the cameras. Just like in Hopeless Pursuit, Chica's audio cues are very hard to discern. It's not like they're hard to hear over everything else like in HP, it's just spotting very small differences in her sound cues. When Chica is moving through the building, she'll play one of her sound cues randomly at a set volume depending on where she is. The volume of her movement sound cue will get slightly louder as she moves from either camera 5 or camera 6 into camera 9. This is your cue to place an audio blur on cam 10. Then, on her next movement opportunity, she'll be repelled and sent back to a random location in the building. This wouldn't be that difficult of a mechanic if Chica always played the exact same sound cue when she moved. But she uses a variety of sounds, 7 to be exact. And some of these sound cues make much more prominent sounds than others. This creates a problem where Chica will be playing a sound cue that seems much louder than the others for some of her movements, like this. Then, on her final movement into camera 9, she'll play a less significant sound cue, like this. This would usually lead to me not catching that this was a loud sound cue for Chica and not luring her until she was already in camera 10. Once Chica reaches camera 10, she no longer gets repelled by the high lure, only stalled. So unless the night is really close to ending and you have the power to spend on keeping her frozen, your run is pretty much over. Honestly, the only way that I was able to get used to Chica was just playing the game a lot. You have to be able to hear what a loud and quiet sound cue is like for each individual sound cue, which is really something you can only get from experience. That covers the two hardest characters, but what about the rest of the cast? Fredbear and Foxy are also camera characters, but unlike Bonnie and Chica, they don't operate on movement opportunities. Once they appear or activate, they only need to be lured for one frame to leave. This should be easy in theory, but for whatever reason, the game's default keybinds gave me a bit of trouble with this motion. You see, to place a lure, you use A, W, and D respectively, and to remove lures, you just press Shift. I'm not sure why, but when I tried to play
Test.
the lure
Okay, great.
as quickly
All
as
right, basically my
possible,
voice is back.
using the
We're good.
movement keys
Wanna
and
make sure.
shift just felt really awkward for me. Even though I press the majority of the time when I play Hopeless Pursuit, another extremely keyboard-heavy mode. Thankfully, Kepler doesn't skip on quality of life features, and as I was looking in the settings menu, I saw there was an option for toggle lures, meaning that now if you press the same key as placing a lure when that lure was already on the camera, it would remove it. So for characters like Foxy and Fredbear, I just had to quickly double tap either W, D, or A. With the theoretical strategy for each character pretty much figured out, it was time to start out on Bit Crush 1. But before we move on to Bit Crush mode, I'd like to ask that if you're enjoying the video thus far, please consider subscribing. It helps me out more than anything. Recently, I reformed the structure of all three of my channels, and this is my first time making a full-fledged video on the second channel. I figured that I was playing so many different max modes that aren't quite grand enough to make into main channel videos, but would be a waste to not share with my audience in some way. So now, super crazy or super unique challenges and technical videos will go on the main channel. Interesting max modes or just videos in general that might not even be related to challenges will end up on the second channel as full-fledged videos, and raw completions and VODs will end up on the VODs channel. So oh god, that was quiet. Oh god, that was quiet, bro.
That doesn't give you the right to shoot people except maybe yourself.
Does that feminoid have to be here?
Excuse me?
Feminoid. Void. Tell her to get out.
Okay, you're gonna treat Miss Curry with respect.
Eventually, after getting to around 4 AM,
Get out.
Yourself.
oh god, that was quiet, bro.
That doesn't give you the right to shoot people except maybe yourself.
Does that feminoid have to be here?
Excuse me?
Feminoid. Void. Tell her to get out.
Okay, you're gonna treat Miss Curry with respect.
Eventually, after getting to around 4 AM on Bit Crush 3, I figured I'd learned enough, and moved on to Bit Crush 4. The jump between Bit Crush 3 and Bit Crush 4 is massive. Animatronics begin to move much faster, and the reflexes and reaction time that you need for Bit Crush 5 becomes more apparent. I began to struggle to react to Bonnie and Chica in time, as they now move between cameras every 1.9 to 2.11 seconds, and sometimes characters like Fredbear or Foxy would divert my attention from Bonnie and Chica and result in a death. Eventually though, within around 30 minutes, I was able to adjust and progress decently far in BitCrush 4, so I figured that now was the time to finally move on to the
No
max mode of
high-lowers.
this game, BitCrush 5. If the jump from BitCrush 3 to BitCrush 4 felt overwhelming, the jump from 4 to 5 is absolutely insane. Bonnie and Chica will now move every 1.42 to 1.58 seconds, and characters that didn't seem to be a threat at all before were now causing many, many deaths. The speed up from BitCrush 4 made starting this mode feel like a straight up brick wall for the first 30 minutes or so. I would just die over and over again within the first 20 seconds trying to match the speed of the mode, and I couldn't seem to understand why. I felt like I had proven that I was more than fast enough in other modes to keep up with the speed in BitCrush 5, but I was failing to realize that fundamentally, BitCrush 5 was different from every other max mode that I've done. Generally, I consider myself to be decent and specialized at 4 FNAF max mode games: Ultimate Custom Night, One Night at Frogger's, Five Nights at Candy's 3, and all the vanilla FNAF games, as I have beaten pretty high ranking modes or done challenges that in my opinion would rank pretty high in all of them. But there's one thing that all these games have in common. Yes, they do require insane amounts of speed and precision, but they're also all cycle-based. Every time you load into a night, you just need to remember and follow a strict cycle. BitCrush 5 isn't like this. There is no cycle in BitCrush 5. You must prioritize every character as they appear. I wasn't really used to this.
Hey, so I'm editing this section right now, and I kind of forgot that in the 7 games at once video, you were keeping track of, like, 7 games at once, and that takes a lot of brain power. But when you know every single line of code in every single one of those games by heart, that kind of thing comes easy to you, so I think this section is still a little bit relevant.
I wasn't really used to this. Not because I deliberately avoided reaction-based games, in fact I'd beaten moderately hard reaction-based modes before, but none of the super difficult ones have really caught my interest for something that I could make a video on until now. Once I understood this, I recognized that it would be expected for me to take longer than other players on BitCrush 5, since this was an entirely new way to play for me, but it also gave me a newfound motivation. On the all modes list, each mode has skill set rankings, indicating what kind of skills you might need to beat the max mode. The skill sets are speed, precision, green running, keyboard control, endurance, and brain power. Throughout my time playing max modes, I have heavily trained every single skill set on here, except for brain power. It's like one of those stand charts in JoJo's where they have every attribute in A or B tier, but one glaring weakness in C or D tier. Any reaction-based mode will naturally train your ability to prioritize, which is brain-based. And this was my first step to get that skill.
I should get into FNAF max modes.
Oftentimes, when I would get comboed by certain pairings of characters, I just couldn't put a prioritization order together and I'd end up folding. Out of all of the characters, the most lethal combos that I noticed were Bonnie and Phone Guy, and Fredbear with pretty much anyone really. I mentioned earlier how in BitCrush mode, Phone Guy will try to dodge your mouse to prevent you from muting him, and if you can't mute him on time, he'll disable your lures. Well, in BitCrush 5, Phone Guy will move faster to dodge around your mouse, and disable your lures faster. But out of everyone, I found that Phone Guy and Bonnie made a very formidable pair. When I dropped the cameras and I'd see or hear Phone Guy, my first instinct would be to flick to him and mute him, along with flashing Freddy. However, if Bonnie had already moved into the crack in the doors before I dropped the cameras, in the time that I would spend flicking over to Phone Guy and Freddy, Bonnie would move into the office and jump scare me. The solution was simple. When dropping the cameras, the first thing you should do is look to the middle of the office to see if Bonnie is there, and if he is, instantly lure camera 8. Then get Phone Guy afterwards. Though this was easier said than done. Seeing the big moving mute button was pretty hard to ignore, and I'd already built up a good bit of muscle memory to instantly click it the moment I could. I had to retrain my brain and learn to look for and lure Bonnie first. I had a similar problem with Fredbear, both for discerning his audio cues and for prioritizing him incorrectly. As we discussed earlier, Fredbear will laugh at various pitches, requiring you to correctly identify which one he laughed at. I'm not sure what it is about Fredbear, but this character is really good at capitalizing on those brain fart moments. Sometimes, Fredbear would very clearly do a high-pitched laugh and I would low lure it, or vice versa. I did get better at this over time.
What?
Are you streaming or doing anything right now?
Yeah, I'm just trying to stream, trying to keep myself on task.
Have you ever heard of the anime Overlord?
Yeah. Maybe.
Long story short, it's really fucking good. But anyways, at one point, there's a really funny thing that happens because he has promised one of his subordinates a punishment because they fucked up and they were felt guilty about it, even though he didn't blame them for it because he also fucked up. And that was what led to their fuck up. But they still felt like they failed, so he had to give them a punishment so that it would be off their mind.
Yep.
And they go and do this other thing, and his subordinates have made him a throne of bones. And he was like, "Oh, that's so nice. Fuck that." And so he made her serve as his chair instead. And he was like, "It's fucking weird, but I also fucked up, so I have to do it. And also the alternative is the skull throne. Fuck."
Skull throne.
And so he's just sitting on this chick. He's just like, what the fuck? And it's not suggestive in any way, shape, or form. It's
It's just
really
stupid.
uncomfortable.
He's just stupid.
Yes. It's just really uncomfortable.
Well, I got my questions for my
But of
video
course-
project ready, and now I need to start this project for 496. And I still gotta go over to so it is what it is. You hear that noise? It's just like, ugh. Yeah, I was muted. I was talking to my roommate. Oh, fuck, my neck hurts so bad. Do I have my ibuprofen? Fuck. Oh shit. You hear that demo? I don't remember. I am so head empty. I slept on my neck wrong. No, I didn't. I don't suck dick. All right, that's not my job. And ibuprofen. Fuck. haven't updated this on the file system. God, she's running guns blazing already. Let me go into the fucking nether, please. Rhea! Oh my god.
Self-defense. No, it's not. I swear. Where are all the chests? That one just had a gun, okay? And might have. Ah! That one also had a gun. Where are all the chests at?
Oh my god, her voice is fucking fried.
Around. Okay, Jesus Christ.
I'm blind.
Okay, where the fuck are you looking at?
What is that?
Her voice is.
Look over here.
Wait, hold on. What is this? Do you have an axe?
An axe? No.
Dude, her voice.
I found the thing.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
Her voice is fucking
Something
fried.
I do not have on me. I have a hoe.
I have an axe, but it's a
shovel,
dev axe. It's the fucking world edit axe.
That's a smoker.
I knew she was sick. God damn. Dude, Rhea's.
I don't have any materials because I dumped everything out. But you're looking too high for chests, look. They're lower.
Where?
Lower. Look lower.
Where?
Lower floor. Yeah, there's none up there.
Ah!
They're all below.
Yeah. There's a couple more songs that I want vocalists for, like this one, which I might ask Rhea to do because she took interest in this one. This one I don't need vocals for because, you know. Oh, this one, this one I might. Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Ooh, have like a. You don't go stupid here if you had like a really, really fat side chain on the, and then just like, oh shit, wait, the groove was insane. Ooh, that hits. I like that. Oh. Damn. That first one I really like. Yeah. Oh yeah. God damn.
Money, dancing with somebody, everybody.
Oh man. This is good as hell. I like this.
Motherfucking party. Every single dance floor just like that. Everybody knows we're being looked at. If you're making money, dancing with somebody. Everybody coming to the motherfucking party. Jams up, 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 jams up.
It's like classic. Oh damn it! I forgot that's what happened. Yep. Saw some on the Discord server. Nope.
Just like that. Everybody knows we're being looked at. If you're making money, dancing with somebody. Everybody coming to the motherfucking party. Every single dance floor just like that. Everybody knows we're being looked at. If you're making money, dancing with somebody. Everybody coming to the motherfucking party. Jams up, jams up, jams up, jams up, jams up, jams up, jams up.
This is very classic, like you, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think my favorite though has to probably be ID2. ID2, ID1 is pretty close, but I think ID2 I really like. ID1 is hits. There probably could just be like a little bit more oomph to the lead, but that's really it. That's all I can really think of. You know what's really funny? You want to hear this without all the fucking effects on the? Listen to this fucking chorus. Like. Yeah, that's without all the fucking effects. It's like this almost seems like, what kind of vibe does this give me? I don't know. And then with the effects. God damn. Where's that lead? Oh, OTT is what's causing the latency. I didn't know that. I have like hella OTT on this stuff too. I forget what I had on this. Oh, I had an OTT, a Pro Q, and a little bit transient shaping. There's a. I could make this. Oh, you know what I could do? Just put a. You know what? This and then this and then this. And. Maybe no wave shaper. Let's not distort that even more. But I would. If I... I absolutely would, though. Just like how I would with this 808. With this, where was this? Yeah, this one. 7 and 8. That's right. The groove on this is kind of the. Something about that sounds really, really, really cool. Nice and groovy. It's nicely with the groove. I gotta go back to the fucking community theater. Okay, I'm not even. I thought that was the MacBook like volume up sound over there.
What?
The little click sound from the game.
Ah. That's me getting XP.
Oh. This ain't that. I mean, this ain't too bad. This is just for one serum, by the way. It's for this. Dude, that guitar is so chuggy. What guitar?
here's the really fucking funny
It's
one.
fun.
You want to know what happens if you get dark twice?
Still have Harmer Punk.
It turns from corruption to just straight up zombie. From Metal Gear Rising. What? Huh?
Wait, what?
No!
Get
No,
up,
this
get
is
down,
terrible.
3 steps
What
down.
the fuck?
My DJ gonna break it down.
My resolution's fucked.
What's the reply on this? What does it just say? Drop the bass?
There we go.
Because I saw this jump test level layout thing. They use this cinema.
What is
The
going
Skrillex
on
remix?
here?
What's that?
There we go. This is what
Uh,
Okay, full screen sucks. Go for Windows full screen.
No, damn it. I thought it was smart. Can't even lie, it looks so satisfying to play. Yeah. Like, I can't even, like... The movements are on point. Everything just... everything works as intended. It's time to stop stalling. It's time to start doing something else.
Alright, you ready for another one? Let's go. I don't know what my grand objective is right now, my roommate.
Hello.
He goes, hello.
Okay, I just saw this in my friend's Rhea chat.
Hitjaw investigation. I don't know what a Hitjaw investigation is. Ah, lovely.
You sound like you
Mine
smoked.
better, yeah?
Bro, Rhea's chill.
Wow.
She's chill.
Oh yeah, health has increased by 30%.
You know what? That's gonna stay. It's gonna go over here. crazy in Twitch chat. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like that's crazy.
You're the
And I almost never missed when Fredbear would do a high-pitched laugh, but discerning between a medium and low-pitched laugh proved to be a little tricky.
Oh no, wait, that's right. I never did join you. It just opened my. You showed up.
Out of all of the vanilla FNAF games, FNAF 4 is the one that I've played the least, as there really isn't all that much to do in FNAF 4 in comparison to all of the other games. So I wasn't quite conditioned to hear all of Fredbear's different sound cues. I also tended to rush Fredbear and try to get rid of him the moment I heard him, but this would often interrupt whatever rhythm I was in with other characters and lead to a death from incorrect prioritization. Fredbear is pretty generous with his kill timer, so like Phone Guy, it's important to deal with him last during character combos. Soon enough, the mode began to click, and I was starting to get some pretty decent runs. After about an hour or two of playtime, I stopped having issues with prioritization, Chica, and Fredbear. But I was now finding it difficult
You know
to
the
stay
guy's getting
consistent.
sued for that
I found
because
myself
technically he
dying
was incorrect.
over and over again to the
Yeah, he
keyboard
said it as a
buttons in
joke.
this mode, particularly
That's not
with
actually
words. I didn't realize it at the time, but not
Yeah, it's
forcing
wrong,
myself
but he's
to learn
getting
the base
sued by
controls of
Disney
separate
for-
lure placement
for
and removal was now
saying
coming
that
back to
the
haunt
way
me.
you say it is,
Having toggle
look,
lures
it's
on
a
was
lion,
leaving
oh
me
my
at a bit of
God.
a disadvantage. Let's take this scenario
Yeah,
for
he's getting-
example.
he's
Bonnie's
getting
out the
sued.
doors, Chica just made a loud sound cue, and
He got
Foxy is
served
running on
during,
your right. The correct way to deal with this would be to
during
lure
a show.
cameras 10, 8, then quickly place and remove a lure on camera 9. However, if you misclick any of those cameras, then press D again to place a high lure, your previous lure would be removed, as you're still selected on that camera, causing whoever was in that camera to quickly progress into your office. It's not like this is a particularly uncommon scenario either. Due to the way that RNG works in Lost Location Custom Night, Bonnie and Chica will often sync up with Foxy or Fredbear just because of how often they arrive at their respective destinations. You see, when Bonnie and Chica are repelled with a high lure, they choose a random camera in their movement paths to go back to. This could be the whole way back at the beginning of their path, or one camera back from where they just were. Though, this would make Lost Location Custom Night a bit more luck-based. So to prevent that, Lost Location Custom Night uses an RNG system called Mixed Bags. Essentially, when Bonnie or Chica get repelled by a high lure and move back to a camera, they'll pick that camera out of their possible camera bag. Now, they'll continue to pull random cameras out of this bag until the bag is empty. Then the bag refills and the cycle continues. This means that at most, Bonnie and Chica can only return to the exact same camera twice in a row, but it also ensures that on average, you'll have to deal with every situation an equal amount of times. So, knowing how frequent these sync-ups are, I really only had two choices on how to deal with this. I could stick with Toggle Lures as the sole member of Toggle Lure Gang, or try and crack my brain using the base controls. At this point, I was so committed to Toggle Lures that I might as well just stick it out. This would require more precise aiming, but ultimately, I just found the other control scheme too awkward. I knew that I had done harder things before, and after a stream of pretty much no good runs, I needed to keep that mentality and just keep playing. I'm not sure why, but specifically with Bit Crush 5, the nights felt so much longer than any other FNAF game I'd played before. Maybe it was the fact that you always had to be moving so fast throughout the entire night. But even in other speed-based max modes, time still felt realistic. Hell, even people in my chat were experiencing the time warping. Even after a few hours of playtime, some of the keyboard control in this game still felt a bit awkward at times. But like so many other max modes had before, one day it just clicked. I'm not sure how or why, but once I started to consistently get past 1 AM, I began to progress rapidly through the night, and soon enough, I had gotten over halfway. The only thing that I was messing up now was determining the difference between a medium pitch Fredbear and a low pitch Fredbear. And after a few more deaths, I realized that more often than not, I guessed medium when Fredbear was actually low. So in the next run, I decided that in those split-second moments when I had to make the call between medium and low, Fredbear was more likely to be a low lure. After all, the medium lure Fredbear is the normal Fredbear that I'm used to hearing in FNAF 4 anyway. And with that last change in mind, this happened.
I'm thinking about getting into FNAF Max modes because they just look. It looks
See it hanging
like
behind it.
insane, but it also just looks so clean when you're able to do something like do it.
So that's like teenies will be difficulty.
True nightmare,
Right.
long nights. Oh, it's
Damn, this
Five
game
Nights
is
at
so
Chuck E. Cheese
big
is
that
rebooted.
the shit's not even reaching the floor.
Oh. But wasted time.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Wasted time.
The fucking. Click the fuck out of
But
that.
wasted time.
Oh my god. The fucking click.
But wasted time. Oh, you might die.
Nah, he was on 23.
Oh.
No, I saw him on 23 like 20 seconds. He cannot kill me there.
I don't care.
There's so much.
But also know
You got
about
lucky.
the using cam strat. You actually use the cam.
Okay.
I already deposited
Oh, I maybe did.
Sorry.
Oh, skill!
Oh. He was munch stalled
I deposited.
by what fate? Yeah. Get there. Oh. Oh. Then Piscoli attacks. That'll be pretty rich.
All right, maybe I don't do this. Oh damn it! The watch along. Shit, I forgot about that. Should probably get to that. Depending on how late I get home, I get back here.
Oh, hey.
I may be back tonight. I don't know. I'm burning out. I need to relax. I need to be more. I need to be focused on like literally everything I gotta do. So, I'll probably catch y'all later.